The list is getting longer. 2 more metro Atlanta cities issuing mask mandates requiring people to cover their noses and mouths while in public. It's all in an effort to stop the spread of coronavirus. And this comes less than a week after Governor Kemp signed a new executive order allowing local governments to issue these mandates for government-owned property or private property if the owner agrees. Christy Diaz has more on when they take effect.
Sandy Springs and Smyrna have decided to mandate masks. The mayors of each city wasted no time issuing executive orders of their own after the governor backpedaled his stance on local mandates over the weekend. Governor Kemp decided orders can be imposed wherever a county or city has reached a threshold requirement of more than 100 cases per 100,000 people over the last 14 days. But the mandates can only apply to government property, leaving it up to private businesses to decide their own policies. Sandy Springs' order went into effect on Tuesday. Mayor Rusty Paul calls it one of the easiest and most effective means to protect one another from coronavirus and says it will help prevent more restrictive measures like closing businesses, schools, or sports seasons. Private businesses that opt out have to put a sign in a prominent place letting people know they're not required. Smyrna's order covers the same ground, while also mentioning you can't be denied entry to a polling place without a mask. Their order goes into effect on Friday.